G'day chaps, now today I'd like to talk to you about the 5 things I would most love to see in space games as the genre makes an incredible comeback. Now there's a reason for these 5 things, and it is basically X3. If you're not sure, then the X series, I'll just explain, was one of the best space-based games that I've ever played. It was incredible. X3, Albion Prelude, I had over 600 hours in, and it was very far from being a perfect game. The menu system, for example, was hideous, but there were things you could do in the game that made it incredibly rewarding. And this kind of explains why I've been critical of Elite Dangerous, especially recently, because I've had these things in the past. So I talk about Elite Dangerous from a sense of yearning for these things, these features that I know could be, that they could implement, but aren't there, and I miss them. And I really just hope that Star Citizen ends up implementing them. But yes, we will see. Without further ado though, let's get right into it. These are my 5 top things that I'd love to see in space games. Number 5. Trading. On trading, obviously you will be flying missions as a hired gun or a trader. This is the same as Elite Dangerous currently, and this is reasonable to expect in any kind of space game. But ultimately, I'd love to see you be able to start hiring people to do trade routes on your behalf, and then you'd be able to grow and reinvest and essentially be setting up a trading company. And this is something that X3 did, and did very well. You could buy ships, you could equip them, and then you could hire pilots to go off and do automated trading on your behalf. You don't want to do it manually forever, and this is obviously one of the critiques of Elite Dangerous. Okay, on to number 4. I want to be able to own massive ships. I want to be able to have destroyers. Destroyer class, like in Star Wars kind of class of destroyers. Massive ships. I'd also like to be able to jump in my TIE fighter or other kind of ship that is docked on my destroyer. Or an exploration ship if I want. I want to have those docked on my enormous battle class ship, and I also want to be able to have fleets. This is another thing that I really miss, I really yearn for. Okay, number 3, combat. Yes, obviously you're always going to start off with a small ship, a starter ship, and then you're going to upgrade to something bigger, and then you're eventually going to get onto something very large, and hopefully you'll be able to have fighters docked on it. And I think this is something that Elite Dangerous has coming. However, I'd also like to be engaged in fleet battles. I'd like to have the ability to be a commander on a flagship, to attack and be able to take over entire sectors of space. This is something, again, that you could do in X3. Okay, secondly, number 2, ultimately, I'd really want to be doing empire building. This is the real thing for me, and this is the reason I love games like Total War and the strategic games. I want that sense of strategy. I want to be able to build. I want to build fleets. I want to build stations. I want to have production. I want to own my own piece of space, and I want to be challenged in thinking about, how do I do this? How do I achieve this? What's the best route? That would be the most engaging. And again, it's something that X3 allowed you to do. And there was a grind there, but it was an incredibly satisfying grind because you had an end goal. And then finally, number 1, bases. I would love to have a base. This is the ultimate whammy for me, to be able to sell the Empire, retire to a quiet moon, and raise a small fleet of pilots with my beautiful alien wives. Now, of course, you don't need to agree with any of these. These are just my personal opinions, but they are things that I really miss, and I would love to see in Star Citizen, and all I can do is keep my fingers crossed. I'm Gamer8. Thank you very much for watching, as always, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Ciao for now.